Peter Schiff doesn't mince words.
What we don't want is to try to recreate the very conditions that led to this crisis. That's exactly what the Geithner Plan is all about. It's about trying to get more credit to American consumers so they can buy more stuff they can't afford with money they don't have.
Fair enough. So what would the Schiff Plan look like?
What the government can do is shrink. Understand that the government is a burden on the economy, and the economy doesn't need any burdens right now. It's got enough. So what the government should do is free up more resources for the private sector. It should be shrinking. It should be cutting spending. It should be paring back government workforces. The same thing should be happening on the state and local levels. They got too bloated during the bubble. They need to shrink. They need to be a lower burden. Then if we can shrink government and make government smaller, then it's less expensive. Then we can give the benefit back to the private economy through reduced taxes, preferably reducing taxes on savings and production rather than just on consumption.
Schiff called the stock market crash in his 2007 book, Crash Proof: How to Profit from the Coming Economic Collapse. He's been in demand ever since, becoming something of a media celebrity despite his fearful message about the future of the American economy.
Under Tim Geithner's plan, there's a stress test program for banks. Do you think a Citigroup or a Bank of America would pass one of these stress tests?
I don't know. I mean, if they do, there's obviously something wrong with the test. But I think the real stress test should be in the market. The government should stay out of these banks, and if the banks fail, let them fail. You know, it doesn't make any sense to prop them up. I know people are going to lose money if the banks fail, but more people are going to lose more money if we prop them up.
Is there a role for government anywhere in a Peter Schiff plan?
Well, sure. I mean, there's a basic role for government. I mean, I want government to fulfill its constitutional functions of protecting life, liberty, and property. We need government for certain things, but we don't need government to try to micromanage the economy, try to stimulate the economy, try to allocate resources, try to pick winners and losers. I mean, everything the U.S. government is doing now, it's the same thing that governments in other communist countries have done. It's never worked anywhere it's tried. The only time you have real prosperity and real economic growth is when you take power away from government and return it to the people and to the free market. We are doing the exact opposite.
So if that's the Peter Schiff plan, what should you do to protect your money?
If you really want liquidity and you want money, forget about money substitutes. Go for the real thing, which is gold. Gold is the only money right now, or the currencies are money substitutes, that is not being debased.
In Schiff we trust? We'll see. Greg Greenberg, TheStreet.com TV.